All right, so let's begin the show. And we all know about systematic investment plan being one of the very crucial vehicle where you can, through which you can invest in mutual funds. In fact, for all those investors who keep on waiting to accumulate a chunk of money and invest it later on in a mutual fund or via mutual fund, this SIP is a beautiful option for them where as small as 500 rupees, now even we're talking about 250 rupees SIP that you can invest in the market. But Baroda BNP Paribas Mutual Fund has come up with a very interesting feature which is called Lakshya SIP, and it's a combination of SIP and SWP specifically designed to fulfill all your financial goals. To elaborate more on this, I have with me Suresh Soni, CEO Baroda BNP Paribas Mutual Fund. Suresh, good evening and welcome to the show. And yeah, so what is this new offering for all the investors on board for you? And we all know that to achieve your financial goals, you need to plan early, you need to invest early, and SIP is one of the most effective ways you can achieve all your financial goals. But then an offering which is a combination of SIP and SWP, how would you explain?
Thank you, Kavita. And all of us are aware that SIPs have been hugely popular with investors because of the simplicity of the product. Because once you set it up, every month the money gets deducted from your account. Lakshya SIP goes one step forward, and what it does is, apart from investing, it also gives you an ability to regularly withdraw and create an income stream for yourself. So this is one product where there are two things rolled into one. Part one of it is exactly like SIP, just say how you invest normally into SIP. Here, the money gets invested into an equity products for a period that you choose, which could be anywhere between 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, or 15 years. And at the end of the period, once you accumulate a sufficient amount of money, you also want to be able to enjoy it. And therefore, what it allows you to do is to withdraw the money in regular monthly installment, which is called SWP or systematic withdrawal plan. So there are two parts to it. Systematic investment plan in the phase of investing and building a corpus. And then, of course, the second part where you actually start taking inflow from this money by creating a regular stream of income for yourself by creating SWP. And both of them are combined here to give a seamless experience to investor. And once you set it up, it actually does both the things for you.
So Suresh, are we talking about a specific financial goal, or this Lakshya SIP is applied to all your financial goals, be it buying your first house, your child education, your child marriage, even your retirement? And are we also looking at medium term and small term goals?
Sure. So normally what we do is in SIP, we talk about investing and building a corpus. But building a corpus for what? At the end of the day, you also need to be able to do something with that corpus, which could be getting a regular income for your to help you through retirement or to help your child's education or to pay for EMI for your home. So this fund, this particular facility can be set up on the funds that the AMC offers, and it allows you to then create a withdrawal in addition to investments. And let me try and deconstruct it for you. So there are essentially 3 points here. Point one is accumulation, where you invest money every month. Point two, you choose, and the investment happens to be in an equity product. Point two comes where you switch the money from equity into a hybrid products because you don't want to take significant volatility risk. Therefore, you get into a hybrid fund from where your withdrawals can then become start, and then you can withdraw a certain amount of money every month. To illustrate it, and let me try and put some numbers so that it becomes simpler for people to understand. Um, Over a period of last 45 years that we have seen Indian equity markets, if you look at BSE Sensex going from 100 to 78,000, which is where we are today, our markets have grown at about 15 to 16% CAGR. Assuming a slightly lower number of CAGR, even of 13%, if you invest 10,000 rupees a month for a period of 15 years, the amount of money that you accumulate over a period of 15 years just by 10,000 rupees a month, the amount really becomes something like as much as about 54 or 55 lakh rupees. And that's a very sizable number of money, so a sizable corpus. And what that allows you to do is then you can set up a withdrawal from that of not only your 10,000 rupees original investment, but as high as maybe about 30,000 rupees a month, which is still going to be about 6-7% of the accumulated corpus of about 55 lakh rupees that you've got. And that money can keep coming to you month after month while your
Yeah,
remaining
that is what
investment
I wanted
amount.
to focus on because
Sure.
we understood the accumulation part, but then what about the SWP? Because specifically it's been mentioned that your SWP can be via hybrid funds. So what
That's
about
it.
the choice, the selection of hybrid funds, and how can one actually plan the SWP also?
Sure. So for the withdrawal portion, which is where your decumulation or withdrawal starts, what you do is you move your money from equity products to a hybrid fund. A hybrid fund, viewers will know, are typically a combination of equity, fixed income, or sometimes gold. So you can choose either a multi-asset fund or an equity hybrid fund, or you can choose a balance advantage fund. So between these three products, you choose whichever one suits your appetite in terms of what you prefer, and the entire corpus will move to that product. So now, after a period of let's say 15 years of 10,000 rupees investing, that 55 lakh rupees that you accumulated at the end of 15 years is now sitting in a hybrid fund. Let's say, for example, a balance advantage fund. Now, from there, you start your monthly withdrawal. So let's say the 55 lakh rupees is sitting, you can withdraw as much as, according to our recommendation, about 6-7% of that amount, which will come to about 30,000 rupees a month. And that will keep coming to you month after month, while remaining amount of money will continue to earn return for you throughout the period. And therefore, what you get is two things. You get your regular withdrawal, and you also get continued growth in the capital, because your 55 lakh is not going to get exhausted with just 30,000 rupees monthly withdrawal. On the contrary, that money will continue to grow and will probably become much larger over a period of time. So this essentially does two things for you. First part, accumulate money, create a sizable corpus, and then get some regular withdrawal, while the balance amount of money which is lying in that hybrid fund continues to grow.
Sure, sure. So, Suresh, one more question. What about the tax aspect when you are doing an SWP?
That's very interesting, and I'm glad you asked that question. Very frankly, the SWP tends to be very tax friendly when you set it up, because the reality is that when you withdraw money via SWP, a large portion of the money that comes to you by way of your principal redemption, and therefore you pay very little taxes on the withdrawal amount. And also your money which is invested there over a period of time becomes a long-term capital gain, and therefore it remains tax efficient. So let's say you are paying about 30-35% taxes on typical fixed income traditional options. Here your effective tax rate would turn down to be either a single digit or maybe 10 to 12% over a period of time. So not only is it a very convenient option, it accumulates your money at a fast pace, but it also allows you a relatively more tax efficient withdrawal experience.
So, Suresh, just help me understand. Now, if we are going in for a Lakshya SIP, the time horizon are pre-decided. It has to be 8, 10, 12 and 15-year goal. Is that right?
That's right. For investment period, what we recommend
Okay.
is a period at least of about 8 years, so that
Sure.
you live through the market cycle or market volatility. 8, 10, 12, or 15. You choose the period that you want, you choose the amount that you want, and you choose the equity fund that you want. So that's on the investment side that you do. And then similarly, on the withdrawal side, also you choose the fund that you want the corpus to be transferred to, which could be, as I said, balance advantage, multi-asset, or any other
Right.
hybrid fund.
So, any specific bucket for SIP also of equity funds or any recommendation that you give to the investors when they opt for a Lakshya SIP?
So my suggestion typically would be that you should look at a diversified equity fund. So don't choose a sector fund. I would normally recommend you choose either a multi-asset product, which has large, mid, and small cap fund, small cap stocks, or choose a large cap fund. So between these two, please pick up whatever you think is appropriate for you and accumulate your money over a period of time in that particular product.
All right. So, one last question to you over here now, because we are talking about the choice of funds. We're talking about having SWP in the right place. So, once you buy a scheme from Baroda BNP Paribas mutual fund, should you also be opting for a Lakshya SIP, or it is by default if you enter a Lakshya SIP scheme, you already avail these kind of benefits? What is the what are technicalities behind it? What's the procedure to actually avail this?
Sure. So what we do is we of course offer the normal SIP that everybody does, and for those who are looking to get a specific goal of accumulation as well as withdrawal, we suggest Lakshya SIP. So in the application form itself or on our website or through the financial advisor, the investors can choose Lakshya SIP, and they can choose then the tenure and everything according to their liking. However, the normal SIP options also continue for somebody who doesn't want to come into Lakshya SIP.
All right, Suresh, I think that will be all. Thank you so much for taking time out and explaining all the aspects of Lakshya SIP to our viewers today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.